This is a bonus session for the lesson for American style Mahjong, also known as the National Mah Jongg League rules. When a group gets together to play Mahjong, a group of 4, sometimes a player is missing. Some groups will cancel altogether because they don't like to play a 3-player game. Some groups don't mind playing at a table of 3. The controversy is, when you play 3, do you include a Charleston or do you omit the Charleston? The league says to omit the Charleston. So basically, you deal the tiles as normal, except you don't deal in the missing player. You deal to the other 3 players just as normal, skipping the missing player, and then the pick and discard phase of the game starts when the tiles are dealt. No Charleston. Some groups, however, have decided to play 3 with a Charleston. And there are several ways that you can do this. This is just one of them. And this is the way we play at our meetup. So let me show you how it works. I have our tiles laid out as normal, built in the wall, and I'm going to go ahead and be the dealer here. So I roll the dice, and I rolled a 5. So I'm going to count right to left 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll make a split in the wall. Those tiles remain. These tiles start the deal. So as the dealer, I'm going to go ahead and pick my tiles and make a mess. All is well now. And then the player to the right gets her tiles. The missing player even gets her tiles. And we're going to continue until everybody has 12 tiles. This wall comes out. Now the East has 12 tiles. And everybody else has 12 tiles. We'll take 1 and 3 as normal. And then the rest of the players get 1 more tile. Now, we're going to do the Charleston, so we're going to take the tiles that were dealt to the missing player, and we're going to create passes for her, for the other players. So this is how you do that. You just take her tiles, and you split them out into 3 tiles each in 6 rows. And we're going to need to borrow 5 tiles from the wall in order to achieve this, because there's only 12 tiles in here, so we have to borrow. So here we have right, across, left, left, across, right. So these are going to be the inbound columns or inbound tiles to the other players. So these other players, when they need a pass from this missing player, they're going to take them from this column. We're going to call this the inbound column. So let's see how that works. Now I'm going to put the tiles up on everybody's rack, and we're not going to build any hands or anything like that. So just ignore what the tiles are. This is just to go over the mechanics of how to do the Charleston only. So I'm just going to put the tiles on the rack. And I'm going to go ahead and do the first right for the dealer. Now normally when we pass on the right corners, on the corners of all the tables. We don't pass on the inside because it gets confusing with not only the wall occasionally, but also the passes going around and these tiles here. So we usually pass outside the wall in the corner, but just because real estate is at a premium, I'm going to go ahead and deal on the inside of the table so the camera catches what's happening. So this player's going to go ahead and look at her tiles, and she's going to pick her pass. So again, this is going to be first right. We'll pass inside so you can see. This player, this player here is supposed to receive tiles from the missing player. So she's going to take the first set of tiles from that inbound column. So this is her pass. This player here is going to look at her tiles first, of course. And she needs to pass to the missing player. So she's going to take her 3 and she's going to create an outbound column. So while we are passing out to this missing player, we're going to put it in a separate column. She's going to pick up her first right from the dealer, and then she's going to choose her a cross pass. Well, we're not going to do that yet because this player, or the dealer, needs to get squared away. Sorry about that. Okay, so here is the dealer's pass. Now we're going to do the cross pass. So the dealer, and I'm just bothered by these jokers. I don't want to pass a joker. So the dealer's going to go ahead and pass across, and I'm passing to the missing player. So I'm just going to put it into the outbound column, and I'm going to pick from the inbound column, and that's my pass from the missing player. These two players are passing to live people, so they just pass as normal. So we did right across. Now we're going to do the first left. So I'm going to pick my 3 tiles. I'm going to pass to the left. This player is going to pass to the missing player. So she's going to take 3 tiles and she's going to put them in the outbound column over here. This player is going to pass to the left. So she's going to take her tiles and pass to the dealer. Now, this player that is missing can't pass to her, obviously, so we're going to have this player here take the tiles from this inbound column, and that's her pass. So we'll square this player away, and we'll square the dealer away. So we went right across left. That's the first Charleston. This is the second Charleston, which is the optional Charleston. We're going to continue through, and then I'm going to circle back and explain what happens when someone stops the Charleston. So we are now on second left. So the East is going to pass to this player, stack it to indicate the second left. This player is going to pass to the missing player, but she's going to just put him into that outbound column. And she can go ahead and take her pass. This player here is going to go ahead and do her second left, and she's going to take her second left from the missing player. We'll square away the dealer. And now we're going to go across to the missing player in that outbound column. We're going to take from the inbound column, and that's the pass from the missing player. These two do a normal pass. And now we're on last right. So this player is going to pass to the right. This player is going to pass to the right. Now, this player needs a right from the missing player, and that's what this is, last right. So she's going to get these tiles. And let's see, this player is going to take her 3 tiles and pass her final pass into the outbound column. And she's going to pick up her final right from the dealer. The dealer is going to get squared away from the player on their left. And now we're going to do the optional cross. So these two players are going to pass as normal. So let's say they just want to. And let's say the East wants 2. So she's going to take her 2 and just pass it into the empty space here. And then all these tiles, which have been going around the Charleston, are going to be pushed over to the person across from the missing player. And we're going to mix these up, because if you don't mix them up, this player can recall which of her rows here belonged to her and which did not. If she wants a tile back, she'll know, let's see, we did right across. She'll know that this was her original cross pass. So she could say, ooh, I passed something into there, I want it back. And then she can just take her 2 from there. Or let's say she wants tiles that she hasn't seen yet, and she'll know that this was right across left. She hasn't seen these tiles, so maybe she'll pick from there. I'm not saying it's a cheat, I'm just saying it's an unfair advantage. So the tiles have to be mixed. That way it's random, just like when these guys pass, it's random. So then that's their tiles. Then what happens is all these tiles that were going around the Charleston are now built into the wall. And we like to mark this part of the wall so that we know when the Charleston tiles ended and when the fresh wall begins. We can look forward to those fresh tiles. So we burn through these because we've pretty much seen them all, and then the fresh tiles begin here. So that is how you do the Charleston all the way through. When the Charleston is stopped, let me just turn this over here. When the Charleston is stopped after that compulsory Charleston, right before the optional, then the fresh inbound tiles are mixed and built into the wall just as normal. And the tiles, the 3 sets of tiles, the right across left, the 3 rows in the outbound column are then mixed, and the East player in this case would pass into those those tiles right there. So that's really not a problem. The passing blind is also not a problem. Instead of passing, taking 3, for example, if this player over here, let's just kind of back it up a little so we can make an example of it. Let's just say that this is her last right, and she wants to pass only 2. She would take the pass from that missing player and just pass 1 along and take her 2. So that's not an issue at all. And that's how we play 3 with the Charleston. Now, the controversy is numerous, actually. There are numerous controversies. But there are 2 really that we have addressed. One of them is, what do you do if you get a joker? Well, we all know that you don't pass jokers. It's against the rules to pass jokers. So because the game is a 4-player game, people don't really like to play 3. And so in order to create some kind of a benefit to those players who have to sacrifice a 4-player game and play 3, we allow them to keep the jokers. And really, you could think of it as maybe an unfair advantage. For example, maybe one time I will get no jokers and someone else might get 3. I mean, who knows? But it's random. And, what goes around comes around. We just kind of let it go. It's just a game, and we kind of take that approach in that regard. So also, another issue is for the player who is sitting across from the missing player, they may get tiles that might normally not actually be passed. For example, if I am playing a pair hand, let's say, and I have an unwanted pung. I don't know, I can't think of an exact example, but let's just say I have a set of a pung that I want to get rid of. I can just pass that pung into my cross pass to that missing player. Well, there's no player there. She's not going to benefit from the pung. And then during the optional cross, that pung is going to get all mixed up. But there are going to be 3 tiles in there that were the pung, and if that player across from them gets those tiles, some people might consider that kind of an opportunity unfair. So what we did to solve that problem is we do a player rotation. So every third hand, whoever the first east is, they switch places with the player on their right. And that rotation continues through the playing session. And that way everybody has an opportunity to sit across from the player that's missing. So I hope that made sense. If not, please leave questions and comments below. If you do the Charleston with 3 differently, I'd love to hear about it. And you can look forward to a few more variation videos to come as well.